This is Art Television.
Coming up, State of Business, sponsored by
New SLT Mobitel Home 4G LTE users get date offers and win valuable tab computers through a raffle draw.
IWS Aviation.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to State of Business. My name is Shenukanish Fernando. Let's see the headlines first. Sri Lanka manufacturing expands in February despite the material shortages, government announces. Laws on data protection are a must, but it should not affect media freedom, MPP says in Parliament. And now news in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, speaking yesterday at a meeting held at the Presidential Secretariat, stated that the government is in the process of freeing the agricultural sector from its dependence on chemical fertilizers. President Rajapaksa expressed that for this endeavor to succeed, all parties involved in the process must be fully invested.
දැන් ඉන්න ගොවි මහත්තුරු රසායනික පෝර කෘමිනාශක වල්නාශක වලට පුරුදු වෙච්ච අය. දැන් අපි ඒකෙන් ගලවලා ගන්නයි මේ උත්සාහ ගන්න. ඒ කාර්යයේදී නිලධාරීන් ඒ වගේම මේ පෝර නිෂ්පාදකීන් මේකට සම්බන්ධ වන සෑම දෙනෙක්ම අර සාමාන්‍ය ක්‍රමයට වඩා වැඩි කැපවීමක් කාර්යක්ෂමතාවයක් උනන්දුවක් තියෙන්නට ඕන. සාමාන්‍ය ජොබ් එකක් හැටියට කරන්න ගියොත් එහෙම මේක සාර්ථක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අර වෙනදා කරන වඩා තල්ලුවක් දෙන්න ඕන මේක සාර්ථක කරගන්නට නම්. දෙවනුව මේ පෝර වල ප්‍රමිතිය හරියට තියෙන්න වග බලා ගන්නට ඕන. ඊළඟට මේවා භාවිතය පිළිබඳ දැනුවත් කිරීම. ඒ නිලධාරිනුත් එක්කත් ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ අය එක්කත් මම හමුදාවෙනුත් ඇත්තටම හැම පැත්තටම දාලා තියෙනවා බලන්න මේක වෙනවද දැනුවත් වෙනවද පෝර ටික වෙනවද කියන එක බලන්න. දිසාපතිතුමන්ලාගෙන් උනත් මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ හරි තොරතුරු ඉක්මනින්ම ලබා ගන්න ඕන. මොකක් හරි අඩුවක් තියෙනවා නම් අපිට ඒක හරි ගස්සන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒක ඊටාත්ම වැදගත්. බින්දාරින්ගෙන් හරි ඇත්ත తত্ত্বය ඒ පළාත්වල ඉක්මනින්ම ඉහළට එනවනම්.
Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peiris commented on the work of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights during today's virtual press conference organized by the Department of Government Information. Foreign Minister Peiris stated that the recent activity of the UNHRC is dividing the international community and hindering national reconciliation efforts.
How is it doing harm? By splitting the international community right down the middle. Every 6 months, if you're going to have a vote every 6 months or every 12 months, you're dividing the international community. Who is for, who is against, who is sitting in the middle, declining to vote. Now, that's not going to help at all. Now, that is dividing the international community. That's not all. You're also dividing opinion within this country. Reconciliation is all about unity, solidarity, bringing people together. That's not what all this is doing. Injecting acrimony, bitterness, anger, rubbing salt in old wounds. That's not helpful. That is doing irreparable harm. Now, these are the 5 basic arguments. So what we received was a very positive response to these arguments. That is how we secured the support of 32 out of 45 countries. Then the trajectory forward is we respect the United Nations system. We are members of it. We have been members ever since the inception. We abide by the values of the UN system, by our voluntary commitments, by the obligations we have undertaken, but we shall not accept the legality or the validity of an ad hoc mechanism specifically established to target Sri Lanka, to pursue Sri Lanka in a very special way that is contrary to the culture, the law, the custom of the United Nations system. That we reject. So that is our position.
Foreign Secretary Professor Jayannath Columbage, responding to a journalist during yesterday's virtual press conference organized by the Presidential Media Center, discussed the possibility of the further resolutions from the UNHRC. Foreign Secretary Columbage elaborated that the Sri Lanka delegation had witnessed signs of what could be expected at the upcoming 51st UNHRC session in September.
Actually, the 46/1, that resolution as of now is ending at the 51st session, that is September 2022. So thereafter what? Are we going to be clear of everything and let go? We don't think so. There could be another resolution. We fear there could be another resolution because it will be based on the update given by the High Commissioner on the evidence gathering mechanism also. And also, as you mentioned, there were some signs because we were asked, can we come to a consensus resolution and, so that there will not be a divided council by a vote? Because I think they fear that if there is a vote, now when that unit is divided, it is not good for them because it is not a unanimous decision that, something has gone wrong. So therefore, we fear, because we got a lot of signals that there could be another resolution. So whether it is another resolution by the so-called core group or whether there will be another resolution by additional people, additional countries, resolution, but that could be sometimes suicidal also, because how do we tell our people that, we have agreed to do this? But these are the options at the moment.
Stay tuned in for more news. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Now you can buy your ultra-fast fiber connection online through sltmobitel.lk and get special discounts.
Everyone does not hold the key to your heart, and it's no secret. You genuinely trusted us with a special place in your heart as we brought good fortune and prosperity into your lives. During our journey of over 50 years, we have made your lives happier and prosperous. Our desire is to see you flourish and witness the prosperity of the entire nation. National Lotteries Board is dedicated to accomplish this humble mission.
NLB, live your dreams.
National People's Power parliamentarian Harini Amarsurya, speaking at the recent parliamentary debate on the Personal Data Protection Bill, expressed the need for and support of such a bill. However, she expressed reservations on possible infringement on media freedom and the right to information if the bill is not refined.
There are three specific concerns that have been raised by journalists and media persons, as well as activists in the field of right to information, which I think should be considered more seriously. Honourable Speaker, what we feel is this bill is necessary. There's no argument about that. And the need to protect data subjects from infringement of privacy, especially by state authorities, is something that is quite essential. There's no doubt about that. However, given the current political situation where the media is feeling some level of threat, where media rights have been curtailed to some extent, where media people have been attacked for their work, especially with regard to the use of media in the digital space, there are legitimate fears that this bill can infringe on the right to expression and also on the right to information. So as long as this bill can accommodate those concerns, can be revised in relation to enhancing protection for the right to expression as well as the right to information, there is no argument at all about the need or the logic behind enacting this kind of bill in this day and age. Thank you very much.
The Purchasing Managers Index compiled by the CBSL shows that in February the country's manufacturing and services activities expanded. The CBSL said the manufacturing PMI remained expanded, recording an index value of 52.5 in February 2022. The central bank attributes this to the continued expansion in new orders. However, production, stock of purchases and employment declined while suppliers' delivery time lengthened on a month-on-month basis. An expansion in new orders, particularly in the manufacture of food and beverage, was witnessed in February 2022 ahead of Sinhala and Hindu New Year season. However, the production declined on a month-on-month basis, especially in the manufacture of food and beverage and textiles and wearing apparel sectors, following the seasonal pattern as there were lesser number of working days in February and due to supply-side constraints. Moreover, the stock of purchases declined due to supply-side impediments. It was highlighted that acquiring imported raw materials and packing materials was difficult due to delays in opening letters of credit. For the next 3 months, the expectations for manufacturing activities remains at the elevated levels, anticipating continuous improvements in the economic condition both locally and globally. The central bank also said the Purchasing Managers Index for the services sector PMI recorded an index value of 51.8 in February 2022, indicating a marginal growth across the services sector. This marginal increase was underpinned by the increases observed in the new businesses, business activities and expectations for activity sub-indices. New businesses rose at a slower pace in February 2022 compared to January 2022, particularly with the improvements observed in financial services, professional services, real estate, telecommunication and transportation subsectors. Businesses' activities continued to grow in February, even though at a slower pace, with the improvements observed in several subsectors. Accordingly, financial services, education, professional services, other personal activities, real estate and transportation subsectors reported improvements during the month. In addition, business activities in accommodation, food and beverage subsector also recorded a marginal growth amid the steady increase in tourist arrivals, despite the disturbances occurred from disruptions to fuel and electricity supplies during the latter part of the month. Nevertheless, business activities related to wholesale and retail trade subsector observed a deterioration during the month. Employment fell slightly in February for the first time after 3 months of increase due to retirements and increasing number of resignations. Meanwhile, the backlogs of work continued to decline at a higher pace during the month. Expectations for business activities for the next 3 months improved in February, yet at a much slower pace, as the wholesale and retail trade subsector expect their business outlook to deteriorate due to cost pressures and supply shortages following the float of the exchange rate and import restrictions. Further, the uncertainties associated with fuel, electricity and LP gas supplies are also negatively affecting most of the subsectors. Stay tuned for stock updates. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
But if she doesn't lay eggs, she'll have to go. Okay, all right. Your pet can stay.
UHD quality video streaming on Sri Lanka's first, fastest and widest premium fiber network. Internet like a boss. SLT Mobitel Fiber.
Welcome back to State of Business, and we have news on stocks. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on mixed notes today. The all share price index dropped to 61.75 points to close at 10,222.55, and the S&P SL20 gained 3.13 points to close at 3,517.96. The turnover was 2.9 billion rupees and over 117 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all for our news today. Take care and good night. This is Shinukanish Fernando signing off.
New SLT Mobitel Home 4G LTE users get date offers and win valuable tab computers through a raffle draw.
State of Business was sponsored by
New SLT Mobitel Home 4G LTE